Mrs. Gandhi had decided by February 1984 that she would decide for an armed operation. हमने लास्ट जो इवेंट किया था उसमें हमने ऑल इम्पॉर्टेंट पीपल जो पब्लिक प्लेसेस में थे उनकी रिस्पेक्टिव बुक से एक्सर्प्ट्स निकाल के पूरा एक सिनेरियो बिल्ड किया था कि why Mrs. Gandhi did what she did and what were the suggestions. So I will not go into all that and I will not repeat that. But मैं थोड़ा सा इस जो मैं emphasis देना चाहती हूँ इसको फास्ट फॉरवर्ड करके मैं राजीव गांधी के समझौते पे आती हूँ. I think the Sikh community was far more alienated in August 1985 जब राजीव लोंगोवाल accord sign हुआ है than on the eve of Blue Star. Yet Longowal stuck his head out, his neck out, and he signed the accord. कितना वक्त लगा राजीव गांधी को? एक दिन. And this is where I emphasize 26 rounds of negotiations. Mrs. Gandhi को कुछ ऐसा acceptable नहीं था. वही मुद्दे थे. फर्क सिर्फ इतना था कि उस वक्त कांग्रेस इलेक्शन जीत चुकी थी. जो वो चाहते थे 404 सीटें जीत के आ चुके थे. अब कोई उनका पॉलिटिकल स्टेक नहीं था, इसलिए उन्होंने वो एक्सेप्ट किया and he signed an accord. This same accord could have been signed on much before and Operation Blue Star could have been saved. So to sum up, I would say it was avoidable, it was deliberate, it was politically motivated as an issue to provide the Congress with an issue to fight the next election, and the issue was threat by the Sikhs to break the nation. Whatever the reasons may have been, I think it is time that all these documents should be made public so that once for all there is a closure on this issue, and hereafter no political party uses a religious minority or a religious group to promote itself politically. Thank you.
I'm sorry, Swami sir को जाना है. I just wanted to say something. जैसे अब आपने सबने सुना, मैं 1 मिनट प्रेसिडेंट साहब से पहले मैं लूँगा, जस्ट 1 मिनट, कि इस सारी मीटिंग के बारे में हम जो कल साहब ने कहा 2 रेजोल्यूशंस की हम आपसे स्वीकृति चाहते हैं. पहली बात जैसे उन्होंने कहा कि इट इज़ द हाई टाइम देयर शुड बी ए फेयर इंक्वायरी. तो दिस मीटिंग इन द प्रेजेंस ऑफ दिस 2 stalwarts resolves that an open, appropriate, non-political inquiry should be held into the events of June 1984 and November 84. I think we have the approval of this book. इसको proper language में बनाने के लिए. Secondly, we also resolve and request the government that all documents relating to that period should be made public. Public not in the sense to display, at least these should be placed in the National Archives so that it can be used. So if these are, please sir, time नहीं है, बातें आप will discuss later. तो this is है, तो please, I think this house approves these resolutions, will formulate in a proper way. So may I request the President Pushpinder Singh to say 5.
It's always the end, and my responsibility is to wrap this up in the next 90 seconds because I'm sitting next to Dr. Subramanian Swami, who really needs to go at 8 o'clock. So thank you very much. There's nothing more for me to say except that we've had some very articulate talks and from the horse's mouth, to speak. I, of course, had a long thing to talk about, but I will not. General Jagdeep Singh Arora, who was not only a distinguished general, and I just want to end this by saying that he was the founder of the Sikh Forum. He had a distinguished army career, culminated in the December 1971 victory in East Pakistan, and so on. So no elaboration. I just want to quote two things he said. The immediate question that arises, was the army action really necessary, or was it the only solution? And his view was that it was not. I will not go through this. I will also fast forward it, except to say that democracy grants every individual the right to express his views without fear and favor. If his views differ from those of the party in power, the individual does not become unpatriotic or anti-national. In fact, it's just the opposite. The opposition party is considered necessary for a stable and democratic country. Why is it that whenever opposition parties disagree, they are dubbed as anti-national? There cannot be two standards, one for the dominant party and the other for the minorities. Similarly, one for the party in power and the other for the opposition. Now comes the key thing. Was the situation in 84 so bad that it was actually heading towards the formation of a separate country? He says, General Arora says, in spite of whatever has happened and is happening, the vast majority of Sikhs do not want Khalistan and are not asking for it. The pronouncements of the government media as well as much of the national press keeps on stressing that the timely action by the army has just been able to defeat the machination of the Khalistanis. Complete nonsense. Something had gone wrong in 84, and I'm hoping that some scholars do some psychoanalysis of what was going on in Mrs. Gandhi's head from 80, when she came back, to the time that she launched all these. Blue Star was only one of them. I mean, Sri Lanka was going on, Ulfa was going on. I mean, there is a lot of research going on. In fact, in the United States, I talked to Dr. Swami about a common friend we have, who's been asking me. He says, a lot of materials coming out. One day we'll talk about it. Was actually Mrs. Gandhi's eventual plan to actually invade and finish Pakistan once and for all. And this was a prelude to what was going on in our mind. So that's not the topic of today's discussion and thank you very much. And I would quickly request our Secretary General, Pratap Singh ji, to vote to issue a vote of thanks in the next 30 seconds.
Thank you very much. I think we come to the end of the program. And I must thank the panelists for giving an insight to the whole issue in a very clear-cut manner. Basically, it's the politics of revenge, which has worked very hard in case of Indira Gandhi. We all knew about it, the preparation about going on for attack to Golden Temple in Dehradun, close to Dehradun. The models were made. General S.K. Sinha, who was here last year, he did mention everything about it, and he objected to it. And I am party to it. Way back in April, May 84, the documentaries were made during the time of Mr. H.K. Bhagat and Manishankar Raya, who was loaned from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to the Ministry of Information. The documentaries were made for displaying the Sikhs as the terrorists. They were all cleared by the government and they were sent to the foreign missions and screened. Now records are available, some can look at it, because I have seen that happening. We've been talking about it and I was there with them. So there's nothing new in that. We all know what has been happening. In fact, I had a chance to go to Amritsar again the same time, because the government of India had installed a satellite TV, the first time connection in the DC's residence. It was not functional. I've been head of the communication wing in Delhi for the BSF. I was specially deputed to go, and I went and saw that. It was not functional. Then we got the whole thing redone up, and it became functional. So the Deputy Commissioner was directly in touch with the MHA on that one. Well, with that, I must thank you all for your patience hearing, and to the media who've been able to cover up this event, and also to the Constitution Club management for giving us such a wonderful place. And once again, thank you very much. And I hope you enjoyed the evening today and have gone with a more clear-cut understanding about the Operation Blue Star. Thank you.